Welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this. This is part 29 of Syberia, the world before. We're here! The end is nigh! Let's go. I just want to point out that it's convenient that we were sent an airport ticket that expired a year from when she got it, because she got sent this in 2004.
My carriage number.
Oh, okay. Even though it says airport ticket, it's a train ticket?
This ticket will take me to the International Airport of Vaughan, and from there, back to New York. I should find a phone to call Olivia before I take the shuttle. Given all the trouble waiting for me in New York, I'm gonna need all the help I can get. This is the right carriage, but the door's still shut.
Please present your ticket.
Okay, we'll do that in a hot second. I feel like we've got to find a phone. Is that the situation?
A ticket validator.
Do I need to validate my ticket?
I guess I have to use it to set the day.
What's my ticket? Yeah, okay, so this is both a train ticket and a plane ticket? What? So the 30th of the 11th. Yes, oh good, I'm glad they're using the correct date format. Oh, okay. Okay. Excuse me? What? I'm glad they leave it up to the individual to validate their own ticket. Hoi! Yeah.
I'll need some ink before I can stamp it.
Of course.
This ticket will take me to the International Airport. My ticket's all set now. I just need to get to my place.
So we just need to find, is the phone on the train station or is it in the train carriage itself? I don't know how European train stations work.
The deportation trains left Vaughan from this station during the Second World War. How many lives did those brown shadow barbarians destroy? Is there any justice for those who were massacred?
Guys, it's Frau Beckman again. Why does she keep appearing everywhere? Hello. Okay, so we've come to the end of the train station and I have not seen any kind of telephone. There are a few things over this way though. But I think, again, that is just her train carriage. So maybe the phone is on the train. Oh, unless... Do we go down? Do we... Oh, do we enter? What? Just click one and see what happens. Oh, is that like an elevator? No, that looks like phone. Nice. We went the wrong direction.
I need to put in a coin to call Olivia.
You ready? Yes. It's taken me all game to remember that's a thing.
Hello?
Olivia? It's me.
What do you want, Kate? Didn't we say everything last time?
You were right, Olivia. I've been chasing moonbeams ever since my mom died. But I found my grandmother.
Your grandmother? But Kate, she died years ago in New York.
No, I mean my real grandmother. Never mind. It's a long story. I'll explain everything when I get back.
Oh, you mean...
Yes, I'm flying back to New York.
That's wonderful, Kate. I better tell Mr. Canton. He's still on your case, you know. The police will probably be waiting for you at the airport, but don't worry. Dan has connections. I'm sure he'll be able to help. Maybe he can persuade Marston and Lorman to drop the charges.
Okay, thanks. That would be a relief. I gotta go. The airport shuttle's about to leave.
Yes, go ahead. We'll meet you at JFK. I'm proud of you, Kate. You've made the right decision.
Olivia?
Yes?
Listen, I'm truly sorry for everything that's happened since I left New York. It's just that I just had to get away. I needed a change of life, to be free. It was like a calling. And now that I've been following that calling for the past few years, I realize that I'm not the person I thought I was back in New York. I am that strange person who jumps from train to train, a traveler without a destination. Just like that old shaman once called me.
What are you talking about? Which shaman?
It doesn't matter now. I guess what really counts is that I have no regrets about being my true self over these past years.
But do you really?
I know, Olivia. I know I've hurt people while going through this journey. My mom, Dan, you. I know that. And I'm so sorry, Olivia, for all the hurt I've caused you personally.
Thank you, Kate. It does me good to hear it. And, well, you know what? I'm starting to like this new Kate.
Listen, I'd better go now, Olivia. I'll call you if I can from the airport once I've got a flight.
Yes, you'd better get going. You take care, Kate.
Okay, you too. Bye now. Talk later.
I'm starting to like this new Kate. Jeezums, this lady sounds like she's completely disregarding that Kate's been sort of trying to figure out her life or whatever. That's like such an atrocious thing to say to someone.
That's my shuttle.
Yep.
Once it's taken me to the airport, I'll just use the ticket for New York that Olivia sent me, and that'll be the end of my voyage.
Yep. You've told me that like 5 times now. I just need to question if that whole process is really any more efficient than having an actual person there, you know?
So, is this really the end of the journey?
Yes, Oscar. I'm afraid it really is.
Alright, come on, let's do it. One last look, please. Please. Let's go. This isn't one last look. Okay, let's go. End the game. I feel like ending it on lingering shots is a perfect way of summing up this game.
That's all they ever talked about. How they were going to live over there after the war, along with Ludwig and his tribe.
I left the United States for the only destination that had any meaning for me. Farewell, my dear Lenny.
The only destination that had any meaning.
Kate Walker? Is everything all...
I know where she is, Oscar. I know where Dana went after she left America.
The train for the airport is about to depart. All passengers,
Come on, Oscar, we gotta go.
take your seat. Anyone not going to the airport is kindly asked to leave the train immediately.
Mr. Ludwig, what are you doing here?
Going home.
What about Demoiselle Lenny?
Lenny's gone. In her sleep. Too much guilt. Too much sorrow.
Oh,
I took her in the mountain with Leon. They're together. What about you, Kate Walker?
I'm going back home too. In a way.
It's odd that you'd leave Lenny and Leon together. Like, I know she was completely obsessed with him, but he obviously was with Dana. So if you wanted anyone to be together, it would have been Leon and Dana. That's pretty. Can we just end the game right here? Oh, yes. Okay, well, I thought we were actually going to see her reunited with Dana, but maybe that will be in a future game or something. Because this is some kind of series, even though it looks like the author and creator has died, but you know. My thoughts on this game, I really would need to go away and think about it a little bit. It was a decent game. I enjoyed elements of it. I think the things that really stood out to me were the puzzles, and I really appreciate how different they all were in each of the areas or sort of times or situations, whatever. I feel like it's a very easy thing to just take one puzzle and do that multiple times, like changing it in a little way or taking one from the beginning and sticking it at the end. But these guys did a good job keeping everything sort of new and original, and I think that takes a huge degree of creativity, so my hat's off to them for that. The environments were more or less amazing. The characters were cool. I think they did a really good job fleshing the people out and their motivations and, personalities, all that jazz. My biggest issue is that I think it was just too long. You could have absolutely condensed a lot of that, and I think, at least for me, from my point of view and my preferences, I guess maybe it could have been a much shorter game, and like trying to get to that ending was definitely a slog. And I think in some ways it took some of the joy out of finding, the family connections and whatnot. So I think because it was so obvious that there was a connection, that it was sort of like, let's just get there, let's figure this out, come on. And there were certain things that didn't even need to be there because they didn't really contribute to the plot. I think the idea of exploring the world was fantastic, but there were so many things which were just rinse and repeat. You click on one item and she'd say something, you'd click on another one and she might say something slightly different but pretty much the same. And I just feel like there was a lot of repetition, and you could have just cut out so many things and it just would have made it a little bit more cleaner in a sense. Sometimes less is more. And I'm all about exploring worlds and understanding the way things function and finding out the history of things. But I think this game did it to a bit of an extreme, in, again, my opinion. I think the way that the camera was set up and like the mouse, that sort of created some issues here and there, not really knowing sometimes where the little icons were sort of in the foreground, background, midground situation, but then also trying to go around corners and through corridors and whatnots, and the camera just not kind of going with you in a sense, and then your character would just kind of walk all over the place sometimes. What else? I think those were like the main things that stuck out to me. Definitely some amazing pros, but also some cons. I think as well, you really have to suspend belief, or what's the phrase? Suspend disbelief or something. Just, it was all very convenient how Kate was in the mine and then they happened on the train, which then happened to have the painting of Dana, which then sent her on this mission to find her grandmother. And like, that's not the worst leaps in logic or like conveniences in stories, but it is kind of like, it's just awfully convenient that that was sort of the jumping point for this game, for the story in this game. If any of that makes sense, my hat's off to you. Again, sometimes it's better for me to take my time and write down my thoughts, but I don't really have that option. I think next up I might just do a couple of random games, and then there's another game that comes out in a couple of days which I do want to check out, so keep a weathered eye out on the horizon for that, and I think this is where I shall leave things. Thank you all for watching, whoever has been. As always, I greatly appreciate it, and on that note, I'll see you in the next game. Bye!